We haven't met yet. I'm Paige the Puppet, and this is my co-host right here, Patrysha with a Y. And we specialize in champagne marketing on a beer budget for small, independent, creative small business owners by explaining the terms and strategies of promotions and profit in ways that are simple to understand and apply. And in this video, like yesterday, we talked about feelings and emotions and all that sort of stuff. But for Sunday, we want to give you some concrete stuff that you could apply to your actual marketing, and increase the whatchamacallit, the a response to it. And so, hi, cool gamer. Not sure if this will interest you very much, but we are going to be talking about some really cool ways to make your marketing more memorable if you are a marketer. Because, of course, we want to help those small, independent, creative business owners. And one of the ways, thank you so much, cool gamer. We think you're awesome too, and appreciate when you turn up on our live streams. It's so awesome. So we have this acronym. And it's kind of like a pirate acronym to remember these ways that you can add to your marketing. And see, the reason you want to look at whether you can apply these things is because when you can increase the memorability of your marketing, think back. If you can remember, if you're old enough to remember the old days when commercials had jingles. Do you remember that? In the old days, they used to have jingles. And that's one way. Actually, we didn't include that in this acronym, music. Music does help make your marketing memorable, but I'm talking about print advertising. So that's not going to help. Jingles will help in your auditory and in your video advertising, because video includes sound. I didn't realize, or Mama didn't realize, how important sound was to video before she got into making videos, sort of for a living. Anyways, speaking of jingles, I just want to share. Oh, how do we do that? There we go. Just a moment, and here, this is something for all my fans out there.
It's business advice from Paige the Puppet.
Isn't that so awesome? Gail made that for me. Thank you. Thank you for liking our stream. That really helps us to get in front of people who need to hear the information that we want to share. So I'm going to dive in. And as I said, we have an acronym, and that actually is the first thing that you can do to make your marketing more memorable is when you do have an acronym to describe your things, and it helps you stand out, because when you use a unique acronym, it can help you stand out. I'm just looking up as I'm going along. Okay, as to number 2, the acronym that I am using. Thank you, cool gamer. I appreciate that. Acronyms is the acronym we're using today to remember how to make your marketing memorable is R. Kind of sounds like a pirate, huh? So we can call this the pirate way of to pump up your promotions, because that brings us to number 2 in making your marketing memorable is to use alliteration. That's where the first letter of your words is the same. You might have noticed a couple of ways that I have already used that so far in my describing this, So there you go. I guess I lost cool gamer, and that's okay. If you are watching on the replay, we'd love if you'd drop the comment #replay, even if that is the only thing that you say that can really help us with that algorithm. And so far we have covered the first two A's of R, the pirate way to pump up your promotions. And the third way to make your marketing memorable is repetition. Repeating different things as you go through your marketing. Now, it doesn't have to be. I have to make it clear that it doesn't have to be a lot of repetition, but you want to repeat some of the words, not all of them, so it gets boring. It's a little bit. You have to use this with a little dose of common sense. I hope you have that. If you are following me, of course you have that. You may be a little bit magical and whimsical, but you are practical when it comes to important things, right? Right. Okay, and if you aren't, please let me know in the comment area because I like to get to know you. And that third one, because we are talking about pirates again, the pirate way to pump up your promotion. R. And we've covered acronyms, alliteration, repetition, and the final one is rhyme. Rhyme can really pump up your promotions because it helps to make you memorable. Now, I do not have a great way to rhyme what I've been saying. I guess that is called ill preparation, but this is alive, and I just wanted to come on and connect with you, really, with some actual relevant stuff that might help you in making your marketing more memorable. And those were 4 ways. Arr! The pirate way to pump up your promotions. And I hope that makes it memorable, that we want you to remember acronyms, alliteration, repetition, and rhyme. Yeah, so thank you for your time. Ha! There we go. There's a rhyme. Thank you for your time. That rhymes with time. So there we go. That's 4 ways to make your marketing more memorable, without spending any extra money. And that really is what champagne marketing on a beer budget is all about. Is about making yourself. I'm just going to move my hair out of the way. Since I don't have any live viewers out there, not really sure whether I should continue because I delivered, I think, on the promise and the premise of my title. And that's what you got to remember. You got to deliver on your promises, right? I mean, if you're going to be a good small business owner, it really does. You should do that. What do you think about that, fans? Fans that are joining me on the hashtag replay because nobody's here now. That makes it a little bit less exciting. On my end, anyways, I don't know. It's hard to perform to an audience of nobody. I try my best. Because we got to remember that not everybody is around at the same time, and I give no notice, and my fan base is shrinking. Yeah, I said yesterday that I have 179 fans, and it's only 177. And that makes me a little sad because we've been trying new things and, trying to learn how we can best make use of this medium and reach the people that we really want to reach, and also provide valuable content, because we have always believed, like, this is something that Mama has believed since the OG days. That means old gangster. I learned that recently, what OG means, and it means old gangster. And I think it does apply to the Mama here. I mean, she may look a little bit bored in our picture, but she is really OG. In the old days of the internet, when there was no video and there was just blogs and chat conversations, you wouldn't believe how many chat conversations, text conversations she led, promoting business and networking and all that sort of stuff. just as back in the days before we had video and pretty much before YouTube. Like, she was a latecomer to the whole YouTube gig. Her video work had been in other areas in the past. So yeah, anyways, I don't know what we're saying because it's kind of hard when we don't have somebody to ask questions. It's hard. Yeah, so anyway, let me go back to the notes. I'll look down here. What do we have in those notes? Oh, one of the things we thought of, and maybe you can tell us if this is a path you'd like us to go down, is, being in a commercial calls at the MLMs, the recruitment-based businesses that we are all against because they are a loss for most people. For most people, it's a loss. They say everybody can do it, but everybody can't do it and make money. And a lot of losses are had within that business. But, coming out of one can be a lot like coming out of a toxic, abusive relationship or a domestic violence relationship, or one where there's been coercive control. Because at the end of the day, you know what? That Mama has noticed. And now Mama is not a counselor or, any professional in that sort of area or anything like that. But she has been through a toxic, abusive relationship, and she's been around a lot of people who have, as she's gone through the healing and recovery and all of that sort of stuff. And one thing that we have observed is sometimes, not in too many, in really too many cases, a person gets into a worse relationship after a bad relationship. Like, they don't take time to heal. When you don't take time to heal, you can end up in a worse relationship. Now, this is so lucky for Mama. This did not happen for her, but she had in the beginning intended to remain purposefully single for a year after the separation from her husband. It didn't work out that way in reality. She met the locksmith and she fell in love on accident, even with the best of intentions, and it turned out okay in the end. But she has seen too many instances where it can't or it didn't. And so this is something to really be aware of, and also something to be aware of when you're coming out of an MLM or a toxic, abusive business relationship. Maybe even when you're coming out of a toxic general job situation, that you should be aware that you could run into an even worse relationship. So, yeah, maybe that's something we should talk about in a future episode, like an actual produced episode. And I'd like to know whether you like my produced episodes and whether we should continue with that, or whether, you're cool with us coming on live, occasionally and often, or maybe less often. Maybe you're thinking like, hey, lady, you were on here. Hey, puppet, you were on here yesterday morning and yesterday afternoon and again this morning, and I just don't have time for that shit. And maybe you don't. And maybe you don't. And that's okay too. I'd like to learn more about you so I can serve you and your needs. Because at the end of the day, all of this social media stuff, Mama reminds me, is about conversation, about connecting, not content creation. Although it creates content in the meantime, and that's like a side effect. So that's kind of what we were going after over this weekend, is we're thinking, how can we get this lady right here out of her funk? As you can see, she's, a little bit quiet these days. A little bit quiet, a little bit introspective, but also really focused on trying to figure out what we should do to help build our business. Like, we know that a lot of you came over from Savvy's channel. Okay, let's face it. All but the first 30 of you came from Savvy's channel. And so, or Savvy's channel and your RK's channel too, Your Morning Guru. A lot of you, YMG, yay for the win. But yeah, we realized that. And that is our customer base. And we looked into the analytics this morning, and the only thing that they could come up with for what our customers or our viewers were looking for is how to do whipped cream. And we do actually know how to make a really good whipped cream. The secret to good whipped cream, I'm going to tell you right now, is to have your bowl and everything and your ingredients really, really cold. Like refrigerate your bowl, refrigerate your whipped cream, and start with a really, really cold base, and you will have a superior whipped cream. We have what was your, oh yeah, what was the other tip? I don't remember the other tip off the top of my head. Mama has them actually written down in a book somewhere, a notebook. So if you are looking for tips on whipped cream, we don't know why that came up because we've never really done recipes before. But since it did, we thought we would cover that. So yeah, if you want to make a good whipping cream, make sure all your ingredients are very cold. Actually, whipping cream came up in the live stream that we were, well, it's not, was it a live? Well, we were on Discord watching the movie with the Your Morning Guru show, and RK mentioned that he was having whipped cream. And was that you, RK? Was that you, RK, looking for good tips on whipped cream? Because if it was, there's your tip. Oh, hi, there's a live viewer out there. Thank you for tuning in. I already delivered that pirate way of pumping up your promotions, and you're gone now. So, okay, I guess you didn't want to talk and get those tips, but I did give them at the beginning of the episode because I do like to deliver. I don't want to be clickbait, I don't want to be clickbait. I want to be genuine as a puppet can be, and to be, someone you can rely on for good tips, whether they are on cooking tips, because Mama does know a little bit about cooking. The locksmith does all the cooking in this household, but we do have to be clear on that. Whenever Mama posts food that is made 99% of the time, same amount of that MLM's fail is about the amount of time the food is actually created and made by the locksmith in this house. Only 1% of the time, or maybe less than 1% of the time, Mama actually cooks food. And when she does cook the food, it's usually baking. Again, probably 99% of the time, Mama's cooking is baking. Baking and sandwiches. Baking and sandwiches. Now, the truth is she does make some really good soups. She used to make soups at the restaurant that she worked at. Not the second restaurant, but the first one. Well, oh my goodness, actually, she started to think about it, and then she realized there's so many restaurants she worked at, and she can't really do it that way. So, and be accurate. So anyways, good at soups, Mama is. A few soups. Not all the soups, because each soup is its own specialty in and of itself. So would you like me to turn into a cooking show? We can do that if that's where the money is. Because really, at the end of the day, we do want to be profitable, and we're trying to figure out ways to do that. And we're wondering whether it might even be profitable. We wouldn't do it on this channel because we've already done the switch once. But bringing in my siblings and actually focusing on making kids content. But if we focused on kids content, we'd probably have to drop the small business content. And there's so many small businesses that need the advice that mamas have. But we can't be sexy about it because we can't promise 6 figures in 6 months, because that's just not a reality. And we believe in reality despite being a puppet. Or maybe you don't get it because, is relevance important? Is it important that I be a real live person in order to give business advice? Mama here, she is a real live person. But she's getting to be a little bit shyer, a little bit, feeling more, what's the word? Not really introverted, but just more, wanting to be more private, I mean, obviously she's here without her makeup, and with her glasses on her head and everything else, just sitting here like a bump on the log mostly. Yeah, but it's easier this way. It's just, and we're kind of about the easy. Like, are shortcuts okay? Like, what do you think? Like, I mean, we're using a shortcut today, obviously, and every day that we've been here. Optical illusions and such with talking. Because she's not a ventriloquist, as we discussed on yesterday's live, talking all about how we actually pull this off, making her look like a good ventriloquist, even though she is not. So that's kind of a lie. And is it okay to lie through optical illusions, maybe visual illusions? Like, we're not sure where the line is anymore. Or maybe we are sure and we're just talking philosophy, Is philosophy with a puppet a good thing? I was originally made based on one of the 7 virtues of philosophy, as introduced to us by Barg Stegman in the book 7 Virtues of a Philosopher Queen. Do we have that book handy, Mama? Do we have that book handy? I know you have 2 copies, because we've seen her and you have bought 3 copies from her directly. And that's one way we show the commitment to buying from directly creative, independent small business owners. And she's certainly a creative, independent small business owner, even though I'm sure now her business is a corporation. But yeah, we bought that book, and Mama was introduced to these 7 philosophies. And I'm actually representative, or was originally representative, of the virtue of wonder. And my biggest question, always, in the beginning, at least, when we were Zindagi Village, that's what we were called, Zindagi Village. Me and my siblings, we were all each a separate philosophy, and we were going to teach kids about these virtues, because we figured it was a way to teach kids good things without being about religion, because we noticed that most of the puppet shows and puppet programming out there is either really focused on like urban things, like which is cool, but like, I mean, I'm not urban, and also I'm not religious. I don't want to sing about the God stuff and that sort of thing. So Zindagi Village was supposed to be a place where we explored the world through stories and philosophy, and there's wonder and truth, and all these things that build integrity and virtue, So that was our goal, that we could teach the virtues without religion and more based on philosophy, the ancients and all that sort of stuff. So that's how it was originally. Hi, I noticed there's a live viewer out there. I already delivered my R, which is the 4 marketing methods. And if you're interested, just let me know and I can repeat them for you. But if you're on the replay, of course, you're not going to want the repeat. But oh, I lost you. Okay, well, I'm not going to repeat them then. I'll just go back to talking about who I was in the beginning, before I met Savvy, and before Mama's dreams were a little pushed aside, off kilter a little bit. Yeah. So originally, so she was working as a small business coach for the federally funded nonprofit when we first came to be, and she built us over the Thanksgiving weekend, and we were inspired by Mr. Rogers, because Mama was looking at the world and the cases of intolerance and misunderstanding she was seeing more of them grow in the world through our social media. And she had already created Princess Violet. And, Princess Violet is really about more about suspicious consumerism. She was to promote shopping. It was, a good kind of shopping, a kind of social benefit shopping, but still shopping, still consumerism, still capitalism, still pushing to buy things that you might not necessarily need. Certainly things that you would want, and certainly things that benefit the communities that you live in, because that's really important. But Princess Violet did not really address those things, address virtue in a way that was not connected to religion. So that's where she invented us, and each of us was a different color to sort of represent the diversity. And she purposely didn't make us in any colors that are, in real life. I'm pink, Edgar is blue, Yasmin is yellow, and Olivia, even though she looks kind of skin colored now and is less obviously not a real color. She was originally orange, but her dye kind of faded. We've learned how since to make the dye more steadfast, but we couldn't find orange at the at this fabric store that we were made from. So Mama bought the white and then mixed us together. And that's the same way she made Sean Boston, but Sean Boston was intentionally skin colored. But Olivia wasn't. That was a happy accident, as they say on Bob Ross, as Bob Ross says. And this past week on Your Morning Guru was all about nice people like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross. So yeah, that's another connection for you for our crossover fans, which, as we have mentioned, most of you are. If you are not a crossover fan, I would love to hear about it in the comments because I'm just going to go on the judgment until our numbers start to grow and we start to attract best customers based on all the tools that Mama is trying to learn. About the thumbnails and the descriptions and the titles. We're trying. We are really trying to find our special niche here in the YouTube's universe. And you know what? We are okay with taking it slow and figuring it out. But we are, kind of excited about potentially growing, about potentially hitting on something that really resonates. And, I think that maybe that's the word that we are looking for more than relatable. Because the truth of the matter is, we will probably not ever be relatable in a lot of ways, but we will always try to resonate. Does that sound good to you? Maybe we should expound on that. Add that to the list, Mama, of the things we should add to our website in how we are different from gurus. Because we are small business coaches. We do help people grow. We do want to help inspire people, but we want to stand out from the gurus. And I guess this method of talking is being therapeutic and helping us find our path and our journey. And I hope you're enjoying it, watching this unfold, because we've really enjoyed watching the way RK and Savvy work together and watching the books unfold. And we are kind of hoping that you'll co-create a universe with us, me and Mama here. Co-create a universe, and not a nonfiction universe, but a real. Actually, yes, a nonfiction universe, a real universe, a universe within a universe, because we are part of this, whole multiverse thing. If you're into Marvel and stuff like that. So yeah. So how many of you are into cartoons? We'd love to know that. I know that last night on Your Morning Guru in the Discord, we had a movie night and we watched Spaceballs, and we watched. Mama and I only watched half. of Back to the Future. She's watched it many times before. It was my first opportunity to watch, along with Sarah. Sarah's from, how do we say that? It's blank photo fangirl. But she's Sarah to us because we can't remember her name because we're not good at remembering things anymore. Now, we don't know whether it's because of ADHD or menopause. We were looking into that last night, we don't know if that's a topic. We know that Meerkat's world, well, she's a little bit touchy, older than Mama, and, maybe we should be talking about that because those are important topics too, we could talk about that on this channel. We're open to addressing the other needs of small, independent, creative business owners. Because you know what? If we are going to be accused of being too creative to be professional, then let's stop. Let's stop being professional. And we'll just be the puppet and the woman who are too creative to be professional. But you know what? We never give up. We're going to find a way. We are going to find a way. Even if people turn their backs on us and laugh at us and look at us funny as we walk through the market, that happened yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, after we did our 2 lives, we went to a local marketplace, and we are happy to report that it appeared that only 2 of the booths were network marketing booths. All the others were small, independent, creative business owners. And we got a couple to talk to us, and it was really good. Only Mama made a booger of a mistake this morning and deleted the live. And we were supposed to download it and edit it, so we didn't, got the bloopers out of it, and we were supposed to download it and upload it, and she messed up. She messed up, and I almost said the F-bomb there, but I don't really feel like saying the F-bomb on screen, on the air. So, we have talked now for 32 minutes with only Cool Gamer to come in and tell us we are awesome. We think we're awesome too, most days. Most days we are fairly confident and we feel fairly awesome, but other days we go like, oh my gosh, who is going to listen to you? You have done so many things and failed at so many things. Who do you think you are? You have never made 6 figures. I mean, you had that 1 month where you did make that over 10K, but it was 1 month and then you never did it again. So can you really say that you are, hello, right? So there's your, I'm sorry, Mama, for shattering the illusion that you ever did that. But you've never promised that, have you? You've never promised that you could help people make 6 figures, even though you have had some clients who do make that on the regular. But it's not you that has made that happen. It's them who made it happen. And you never take responsibility. You just say, hey, I've done the stuff, and the stuff might help. But the only way you can be sure the stuff helps is to track. And most people don't track. And most people don't take time to actually track. But if they track, they might know, right? And some people do track, but a lot of people, especially a small business owner, they don't know what to track or how to track. You track things, but in a really haphazard way. And the results, the results have been seldom what you've expected. So, those things we could talk about. Well, I know. We should just go and get some coffee and hop off the air. Maybe come back later when we're a little bit more, maybe we should go on Instagram, see if we get some people over there. Because this is getting kind of difficult. But it will get better. We will find you. We will find you, fans. That sounds kind of creepy, doesn't it? We don't mean it in a bad way. We're just kind of desperate for friends. Okay, maybe not that. Yes, I think maybe that is the right word. But here we are, out in the universe, being just me, the weird puppet. And weird is pain. Sometimes that means nobody comes to your life, but that's okay. That's okay. We will go on, because, Cool Gamer Cool Gamer loves us, and Joe loves us, and Meerkat's World loves us. So we have lots of people that loves us. Oh, maybe that's what she would talk about, how criticism can be actually very good for your business. Constructive criticism, anyways. Not everybody has haters. Oh, that's another thing we wanted to look up. Mama knows that there's an article Savvy was mentioning, trying to find, or maybe it was RK. Sometimes I get them mixed up, but they were talking the other day about trying to find information on how Mr. Rogers was looked upon in the time. And I know that there were people who spoke up against him. So even the best people in the world have haters. And unfortunately, with most people, it turns out their haters are a little half right. Like, that's the sad thing in this world. We are not all perfect. And sometimes our haters are half right, and that's okay, because we can't all be perfect all the time in every moment. And we're okay with that, at least most of the time. Because again, most of the time is the best you can expect. So maybe we should talk about that sometime. Maybe. I don't know. You let us know. Are we boring you to death? Are you thinking we should unsubscribe? If you need to unsubscribe, that's A-okay. We don't mind. We are on the search for the people who truly resonate with our message. And our message is that if you desire or require champagne marketing on a beer budget in easy and easy to apply and easy to remember steps, that's us. And we want you to have an amazing rest of the day. Until next time, my friends. Bye for now. Bye.